brunchin', a good brunchin', a good brunchin'. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. 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 Everybody, good brunchin'. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. It's the Good Brunchin Podcast. Everybody, good brunchin'. You are tuned into the Good Brunchin Podcast. Good Brunchin.
Hi, everybody.
Yo, we ain't got no applause. Yeah, this is what we do. Welcome to the Good Brunchin Podcast. We do it Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, or sometimes we be a little bit late like today. I had to get an oil change. Mika was waiting on me, so I apologize about that. Had to get a last minute oil change because I was way over. When I say way over. Mika, are we live on IG? Because I don't
So Instagram, no, we're not live on Instagram because I don't have access to everybody else's Instagram. But we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Right now.
I don't know how we can. You know what?
For me to go, let me see something.
Let's try this. Hold on. Let's try this.
Oh wait, I don't have the stream.
Hold on. Let's try this. Hold on. Let's do this. Good brunchin', everybody. We're just trying to get everything together because we want to make sure that you guys and gals get to see us. So we want to make sure that everything is good. Give me a second, Meek. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything, and then from there I'll be able to let's do this.
Yes, guys. So you guys already know Monday through Friday. Every Monday is 8 p.m. on what is it? GS
Radio.
GS Radio.
So that is tonight.
We'll be on GS Radio tonight at 8 p.m. and we're live in full effect Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m.
Yeah.
And we have an amazing topic today. Bill is out being bougie Bill.
Being bougie Bill. Come on now. Being bougie Bill.
Over there swinging.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Every producer's out here doing his thing too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. You know, we out here working. We trying to do what we do. We have an amazing topic today, and it kind of hits today. Today's topic hits a sensitive part.
Here we go. Okay. All right. So I'm getting the let's do this. It was sent to, I don't know why it was sent to my WhatsApp, but let's do this. Not now. Okay, here we go. So now let's go ahead and let's get some things going. So yeah, people, as Meek said, it is Meditation Monday, so we're going to definitely get into that. We're definitely going to get into that. Right now, we just want to get everybody up and running. Make sure, let me get that stream key so that way I can get it to you, Meek. And then boom, bang. All right, boom. So, Meek, do you see me now?
Yep. It shows you.
All right, let's do that. Boom. Let's do that.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. So, how was your day besides the
No, let's go with the weekend. How was your weekend?
It was good. I sat with Maddie, took her I was able to go outside.
Yeah, almost had a little wardrobe malfunction in the picture. Come on.
Everybody keeps hitting me up. I didn't. I think it was the lighting. It was the lighting.
No,
I took the picture because overstand, y'all, that was not a wardrobe malfunction.
I say almost. I say almost. I had
people like, I think I said, I don't see nothing but a shadow.
Listen, I say almost. I do see. I was like, hey, it is what it is. You know, do what you do, you and your crew. You know.
We went to the beach and we enjoyed ourselves. I don't know what happened though while I was standing in the water. All I remember, a wave came in and I felt something on my leg. I came out, I'm freaking bleeding throughout I was like, yeah, it was, I'm just gonna stay in the sand.
We should be up and running now. We should
Yes.
be up and running. Yes, we are. So yeah,
But
that's
it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend.
no, that's definitely good. Definitely good. So we are up and running now on all platforms. We got some people coming in. Welcome to the Good Brunch Podcast. Yeah, we are a little bit late only because we've been on for about 5 minutes now. So let's not make it seem like we wasn't doing that much. We have been on for about 5 minutes, but we had to get the Instagram up and running the way that it's supposed to be running. And now that we have that, we should be good. Good Brunchin, number one auntie. Good Brunchin, good Brunchin, good Brunchin. We have a email. Let's start there. We have an email. We definitely have that. Let's get with this email. But your weekend was good, though, me. Weekend was good.
It was really good. It was really good. I
Maddie.
Maddie, she's still asleep because she had a little
In a long time.
spend a night. She had a little spend a night.
Oh, okay. She had somebody spend a night.
Yeah.
Wait, now let me ask this, Meek. Are you one of those parents that your kid could spend a night? If I rock with you like that, I know you're not just letting anybody. So are you one of them parents that when the kid spends the night, let's say Zori spends the night with Maddie, she's playing. Are you one of them ones that call me and T, be like, all right, 8:00, let's go? Or are you one of them ones that I'm gonna make them breakfast in the morning and then from there you can come pick them up?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely first of all, if I know kids are spending the night, I gotta mentally prepare myself a week in advance because
a week in advance.
I gotta mentally prepare myself. But no, I enjoy the spend the night too.
Okay,
like, that's me. I'm the one.
But do you make breakfast the next morning?
Yeah, I wake up. I'm not gonna send your kids hungry because I will not.
Listen, when I was younger, and maybe because it's we boys, but when I used to spend the night at like friends that, especially like if I ran on a track team or whatever, there were some parents, because of course there was a group of us. Track, we would be especially like in age groups, so it could be like 6 of us, and like one of the parents would be like, yeah, they could spend the night, da. No lie. Some of them parents, it was like 2 parents I can remember, they was like this. Hey, 8:00. Tell your parents, come on. Like they not giving no cereal, no pancake. They like this.
No way. I see me. I never really growing up. We don't do the really spend the night. Like growing up, my mom was like, you're not staying over nobody's house. I don't care who it is. If it's not family, you're not spending the night. And I always thought about like my aunt's house, my cousin's house. So they always made us breakfast. So I think I grew up. I grew up. I gotta make y'all breakfast. But that's for me. I can't have nobody's kid in my house and we all up together and I'm not making all of us something to eat.
That's what I said. Number one, to say I called them DIT weekends. I missed them. What's DIT? What does that stand for? I don't know.
What's that called, Auntie?
Yeah, DIT weekends. I don't know that.
What is it, Daddy in Training?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So no, because she said I missed them. So for her to say she misses them,
so that's
I don't know what that is, but she'll put it up there. I don't know what that means. But my weekend was kind of good. The funny thing is, we always do, all of us have diva in training. Yeah, all of us have children that we go ahead and literally enjoy and have fun with. And I I introduced Zori to the hoodness, and she like what she said was like, "Yo, this is fun." Like, let me tell you what happened. So it was real hot. Everybody know you depending on what area you in, you've been going through some kind of a heat index. You know what I mean? And we're not considered a heat wave until we hit 105. We've hit the hundreds, but we haven't hit 105. So most of the time in Jersey, I think it's like 102, 101. We've hit that, but it's not considered a heat wave. So one day I go ahead. Bill is out playing golf. Yes, thank you for answering that. He's out playing golf, being Hollywood. But one day I tell T, I was like, hey, ask Zori if she wants to go outside. And Zori knew how hot it was. So she was like, go outside to do what? I'm like, tell her, she get on the trampoline and, I'll spray her with the water hose or whatever. So, Zori's like, I mean, I got to put on my bathing suit. And, I was like, duh, she was excited. goes and puts on a bathing suit or whatever. And you know, as she puts on her bathing suit and we're outside playing, she says to me, she's like, "This is better than the pool." And I'm like, yo, you know how cheap this fun is? Like, they don't first of all, we didn't have a trampoline. That's first.
Right.
We had a water hose that that somebody had to buy the wrench or have a wrench and be bold enough to open this thing up.
Right.
But for us, we didn't have no trampoline. You jumping on a full-fledged trampoline, just getting sprayed with water. She like, and it just reminded me of childhood of just, yo, the cheap stuff be the funnest.
It be the fun, the most, like the things people wouldn't expect to be memorable be memorable.
What up, Wisdom? Yeah, nah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff, like you said, that we go ahead and we just, you know, we as adults, we don't cherish it, forgetting that we had that. And those were memories that we, you know, you and I discuss, or we discuss on this show, that we sit there and say, yo, this is so dope. And we look down on it when it comes to our kids, like, yeah, because we were struggling. Sometimes it was just an imagination.
That's the whole fact. The imagination,
you get what I'm saying?
The imagination made it more. Yeah, I agree.
You get what I'm saying? It's not so much that our parents.
It's not so much what didn't have it. It's the effort and put into it. That's what I always say. Especially again, coming up how I came up, I had to sit and use my imagination a lot.
Right, and that made memories for you that you tell Maddie about. You tell your other kids. You tell your kids about it, and you. I think and I'm saying we as a whole, I think we try to shun them away because we probably in a better financial state or whatever. And we like, man, we could do better than that. But like, nah, sometimes.
No, I could honestly say there's a lot of stuff that I've done, you know, young growing up that, you know, that I thought was fun. You know, one thing with meat tackles and a bunch of other games that we had and that we did, you know, caps and stuff like that. I teach my kids all of those, like, because those were fun. And I tell them all the time, trust me, I love the advancement that you guys have right now. The consoles and all of that stuff. I love it and I tap in. But I do sit and tell them, look at how far
we've come.
You know, I'm not saying I don't want my kids to enjoy the elevation, but remember where it's coming from. And I teach them all the time, because God forbid, I'm a harsh realist person. I tell everybody that I'm a very harsh realist person. God forbid we get EMP'd and none of this technology works. At least we know how to sit and do things from back then. And be able to get through and come through, fun wise or not, or survival.
And that's the thing. I think Good Brunchin Queen, I think that's the one thing that I love, you know, I love about it. So that was it. All right, let's get into our email. And then we got a very good topic for today. It's Meditation Monday once again. Welcome to the Good Brunchin Podcast. Bill is out playing golf. So, of course, you're left with the two heathens, as they call it, because me and Mika have no problem saying what's on our mind. So there's no one here to stop us. Today is the day. Today's the day. We get no hesitation. We can say what we want, and nobody's going to say, you know, you went too far. Or as the new saying is, you know, black people. No one's here to stop us. We're here to do it.
We are here
today. All right, here's the email. Hey, Brunch Crew, I have a question for you guys. So my friend, and friend is in quotation marks, borrowed my car and he decided to put rims on it as a surprise gift to me. Now, mind you, I live in the hood and I try not to bring attention to myself. I have asked him to take them off and get back my old wheels, but he says that I'm just overreacting. I have been asked numerous times by the guys in the complex, yo, where you get those from? Or how much did those cost? Or I know you sleep with one eye open. Should I sell these things and get back my old wheels, because I'm uncomfortable parking my car now in my own complex? Signed, what has he done?
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah, come on with it.
He's a very paranoid person.
She paranoid?
I think she's paranoid. You know,
okay.
I understand that You didn't ask for the rims. I overstand. I'm thinking, when I heard I live in the hood, I'm honestly, the first thing I thought of was like potholes and stuff. Like,
Right.
I didn't really think of like
Somebody stealing
them, because you go to the hood nowadays, you seeing a whole $50,000 car parked in front of the projects.
That's true.
So I think she's just paranoid, and her friend her friend hooked up with rims again. I just think she's overly paranoid. Cut it out.
Okay, so Queen says sell them ASAP. Bonnie says shout out to her. That cat is top tier. She's getting rims from a friend. Yeah, that's
Come on now.
That's crazy. You frozen me.
Oh God. Okay, I'm coming. Fuck.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, no, that's crazy that she did hood. I thought of North Hawthorne. Yeah, she said hood. Now here's my thing. I agree with what Mika is saying. I think in 2024, and of course she doesn't say where she lives at, but I think in 2024, the idea of getting your rims stolen is a little bit of an overreaction. Like, that's not really popular no more, especially with all of these cars that are out. You got your Teslas, you got your, it seems like everybody can get a hold of a BMW or a nice SUV. So, and with all these electric cars and everything, I don't think that the idea of rims being stolen is a thing so much. However, I will say this. I will say that I think for her, just me, I think for her, before she sells them, she needs to discuss it with him again and say, hey, listen, if you're not going to take them back, I'm going to sell them because I don't feel comfortable. That's the most important part that I think that we have to address. The fact that she's saying she's uncomfortable in her own complex. The friend, they may be screwing around, maybe doing it, but he's not laying his head there at night. Queen said, I feel for her safety about the... Exactly. That's what I think it is. I think her thing is, it's more so, maybe she's never had the guy come to the house. Maybe she's always been going to his house or whatever. Ladies, y'all know daggone well what happens. Back in the day, you bring the dude around the hood and everybody want to grill the dude. Yo, where you from? So maybe her thing is, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna bring him around. So maybe he may know where she live at, but he don't know what she's getting questioned or whatever. So I get that. Queen said that she lives in the hood and now these dudes in her complex know what kind of car she drives. Well, I think they already knew about the car, but it's just the rims. The rims, there's some, you can have a old Impala. You put some 22s on that bad boy, it's sitting up pretty nice, and now you become eye for sore eyes. Like, yo, like she said, the questions of where you get those from, how much those cost, and I hope you sleep with one eye. I guess you sleep with one eye open. Those things happen. Mika, are you back? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
you just my screen is my screen is.
Can you turn the camera off? See if you can turn the camera off. See what happens.
I'm trying right now. No, my shit is like spinning, so I'm just gonna leave it and just let it go. But I could hear you. You guys.
Yeah, everybody, Mika could hear us, and she will participate, but her screen is frozen. But yeah, you get what I'm saying, Meek? It's like you don't never know what what she's going through. Mm-hmm. That day-to-day activity could be enough for her.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand it, and I guess again, if she has some concerns for her safety, she can speak with it with her friends, and let her friend know, like, listen, I need you to understand where I'm coming from. I know I must speak for myself. If I do have safety concerns and I feel unsafe with something, I would sit and handle the situation on behalf of me and not worried about anybody else.
Right.
If she does have concerns about her safety, then do what she feels she needs to do, but don't be too paranoid now.
Right. And that's what I said. I agree with you when it comes to that. Like, we are in a day and age that maybe, just maybe, she's overreacting. Like, yo, they ain't really after your rims. But at the same time, to me, like I said, it's a comfortability thing. I think that she needs to make sure that she feels comfortable enough to say, hey, you know what? I can sleep better at night. You know what I
Right.
mean? Sometimes that, you know what I'm saying? Vonnie said, I wonder if her other friend, Vonnie always trying to stir the pot. Vonnie always trying to stir the pot.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
And you know what?
Because you're putting friend in quotations, honey.
Right. And I will say this. I have to agree with Vonnie. Maybe one of those dudes that's asking is turning around and asking who bought you those rims.
Who bought you them rims? Why you have safety concerns? Is this friend, and I quote, unsafely? Is he the hood nigga?
Right. Now, Vonnie said, oh, she better befriend the hood dudes. They will keep an eye out. I will say that. There, right. There are times when we lived in the hood, because now people say we live in the hood, but we not to me and T.
Right.
But when we lived in the hood, Hawthorne Ave and Fabian and Newark, which everybody that is either familiar with Newark, no, that's the hood.
Right.
When we lived in the hood, I used to tell T, she used to like be real nasty and snobby, because she's not a nasty snobby person, but she used to like not speak to crackheads. T was not speaking to no crackheads. Her thing was like, no, I'm not talking to no crackheads. Now, if it's somebody with a sense, yeah, T is not. I don't want anybody to think like, now you scream with black. So I don't know if that's a good thing or what.
I hear you though. I hear you.
Yeah, that's what I say. But no, what I'm saying is I don't know if your internet's catching up. Because now you scream black. But yeah, it might be catching up. But that's the thing. You know, she wouldn't just speak to anybody or whatever, you know. Right. And I had to tell her, like, hey, these crackheads are watching our cars at night. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 pit bulls, and people know that, and they don't know where they are in the house. I never kept my dogs outside. Like, I let them out to go to the bathroom or whatever, but I never kept them outside because my thing was I want people to know that they're in the house. You don't know where they're in the house. You know what I mean? You don't know where, but they're in the house. But because of that, like Vonnie said, I didn't befriend the crackheads, but because I was cordial to them,
right,
I didn't have to worry about my car. Like, they would tell me, don't worry about it, big bro, we got you. You know what I mean? And my thing was, all right, I could sleep better at night because my thing, you know, I knew for a fact that my car wouldn't be touched.
So, you know, and that goes for me too. Like, whenever I go back, you know, to where I'm from in the Bronx, it's funny because JP was live the other day, and I'm not sure it was a comedian. He had to do something in the Bronx, and he stood in the Opera House, and the Opera House is a hotel that's on 149th Street in the Bronx, and literally across the street from this little fancy hotel, which they put it there because Yankee Stadium is not far. It's like Dopehead City. Like, AutoZone is across the street, and every dopehead you could find on that area is an AutoZone trying to fix somebody's car. And I walk in there, go, hi. I know everybody. I know everybody. A lot of them is from where I'm from. Now, I walk into AutoZone, I could even get $2 off of something in AutoZone because this dopehead done did immaculate work there in AutoZone. So I call my aunt a tequi whisperer in Spanish. A dopehead is a tecato. So we shorten it.
Right, but it's knowing the hood, like you said, it's knowing
the hood, yeah.
Knowing the hood and being careful. So I agree with you, Vonnie. Maybe if she's not friends with them, maybe she needs to befriend them so she can feel a little bit safer. She may need to even flirt a little bit without going too far, but she may even need to flirt a little bit just so a dude can vouch for her. Like, nah, she good peoples. And flirting, ladies, don't mean you got to be doing anything sexual or anything. It's just, hey, how you doing today? How's work? I see you do. You know what I mean? Just seeming courteous and sounding like you care for someone. Right. That goes a long way when it comes to
believe it or not, a lot of these fellas in the hood, as much as they're outside, trust me, they probably watch you and see that you mind your business.
Mind your business. You ain't out there. You ain't out there telling nothing.
And God forbid something was to happen, because most of the time it happens. They paying attention to the one that's not really out there, and they're gonna make sure that you're okay.
Yep, and that's it. So at least you know that's what you need to know. And like we always say, people, if you would like to send an email or a topic to the Good Brunchin Podcast, make sure you go ahead and email us at the Good Brunchin Podcast at gmail.com. That is the Good Brunchin Podcast, THEGOOD. Brunchin is BRUNCHIN podcast, of course, at gmail.com, just in case you didn't know.
And let me say, Auntie, I agree with you 100%. Because if y'all only knew, I used to feed everybody in the projects. Okay, come, well. Do a Saturday and a Sunday once out of the month, and I will sit and go right to the local store and get everything from the local store and sit and just feed everybody. And that's how my kids was always okay. Whenever I worked late, these guys knew I was coming home at 3:00 in the morning, and that they always had to make sure Tuti got home safe, make sure she walked in the building. It's all about the energy that you put, because you are part of that neighborhood. You live there. You giving money to that neighborhood when you go to the store, when you pay your rent, when you're doing all of that. So that's a part of you too. So it's always good to, I feed you, you feed me, I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Exactly. And I totally agree with that. All right, people. Well, we got a great topic for you guys today. And if you would like to go ahead and jump in, ask for the link and we'll get that link sent over to you as quickly as we can. The topic, can you put it up, me? I don't know, because your computer. Yep, there it is. Is being addicted to drugs a choice or an example of being a product of your environment? Is being addicted to drugs a choice or is an example of being a product of your environment? Meek, how you feel about that?
I'm trying to see what's going on with this camera. So this is a touchy, topic for me, because this month made 3 years that my uncle George transitioned, and he overdosed from fentanyl. And my uncle, he was the favorite druggy uncle. Everybody knew he was our uncle. He was the uncle that you see at 3rd Avenue trying to sell shit, always on his bike, all that stuff. Everybody knew who he was, but nobody really understood my uncle's story, and my uncle, he, growing up, that was him in the age that he started doing crack. Okay, it wasn't like he started doing crack. I think they said he was like in the 4th grade. Right. But now it's overstanding is the environment. He didn't have that, the mom that was gonna sit in and make sure he was okay. My not to put my family's business out there and overstand we healed from all of this, but she wasn't that mom. She was out. You know what I'm saying? She had kids, she'll get her money and she will be out. So her kids wasn't being monitored like that. And he fell into the streets and he started, he got addicted to drugs. He a lot of the times he said he tapped and he chose to do the drugs because it helped him deal with the way life was treating him. And unfortunately, my uncle ended up being addicted to it for a very, 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 very long time. So he was almost 50 something years old, and it actually took his life. So I personally feel it's both. I feel it's both.
Yeah, Queen said both. She said there's a reason for their addiction. They're coping from something. I agree. I think that it starts off as a choice and then it leads to being a product of your environment, because the choice is you doing it that first time or that second time when you're not addicted. You get what I'm saying? That's the choice part. And I do agree, like you said, with your uncle, God rest his soul. And Queen said, at first it starts off as I'm hiding something or I'm trying to heal from something, and this takes me to another world for a couple of hours. You know what I mean? Or it makes me feel a certain way for a couple of hours. I think it then becomes a product of the environment because of the simple fact the accessibility is so crazy. You get what I'm saying?
I think it will be the other way around. I think the product of the environment, because you have to be around it to make the choice to use it or to do it.
Very
right?
True.
Very true. I think the product of the environment is what made me choose to sit and do that drug. You understand? And again, my uncle being in the Bronx, growing up in the Bronx, around that time, the Bronx was being built by a bunch of drug dealers. So in the late 60s, 70s, and 80s, you already know the drugs was popping back then. It was just popping. Coke would before Coke was, you had to be rich.
Right.
to be able to use coke. Now they turned that shit into crack and stuff. So it's like,
right.
Is a choice, is a bad choice for that people choose as a coping mechanism.
Right. Right. And I agree. And I think you and I are saying the same thing. You just came from, you did it, which I think it could go both ways because like I'm saying, the choice comes first, and then what enhances it is being the product. And you're saying, well, you got to be there first to have accessibility. Then you make a choice. And it's saying the same thing. I think both of them are. I don't think that there's, just me personally, I don't think there's one thing that doesn't come without the other. You know what I mean? Now, I do think that if you have to go out of town, because we do see this, if you got to take that drive to go pick your stuff up, then I think that is a clear choice. That's just a choice.
Right.
You're not a product of the environment because you don't live in the environment.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You don't live here.
You don't live in the
going to the hood to go get it.
Right.
Yeah, you don't live here. You are making it your due diligence to come here or to go wherever to say, hey man, I got to go to the hood to get this. You know what I mean? Then no, you're not a product of the environment because you're not from here. You are, choosing to go to this area to continue to get it. That's all choice.
I don't know if you guys hear the children, but they outside playing in the back. So I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey, now you fine. They out there playing. But that's it. But I do understand that it is both. You know what I mean? Now there's something that came up, and this was on and I want to bring it up because it kind of goes with this. I had this, when we came up with this topic, I was like, and I started to look into stuff, and now there's something that is like, it hasn't touched viral as of yet, but shout out to fellow comedian Carlos Miller, who is now on the new show, The College Hill, Celebrity College Hill.
Right.
And his thing was that being homeless is a choice that we as a country allow.
Being homeless is a choice that
the country allows. Like the country, his statement was, and I wish we had a drop to be able to play it. I could probably look it up and play it on here. But his thing was that the country allows homelessness because they can stop it at any time. They
sure can.
They choose not to. Hold on, let me read this. Queen said the environment doesn't necessarily have to be where they get their drugs from, but the environment could be unhealthy and they need the drug to cope with what they're going through.
Right. I agree with that too.
True. I can understand that. I can understand that. But now my question would be, okay, I get it. Yeah, no. That answered my own question. Yeah. So I get what Queen is saying. Queen is saying that the they're going through it in their own area, and their thing is the only way I could cope with this is by getting the drug. So if the drug is over here, then I'm gonna drive over here to get the drug. Cope with what I'm going through I get it. Okay. Yeah. I get that part. I agree with that. But that's what I was saying with Carlos Miller. Carlos Miller. He was saying that basically they have an opportunity to be able to change it. And they choose not to. That they sit there and they use the money for what it is. Let me see if I can get let me see if I can pull it up.
I'm back, y'all.
You back? Oh, okay. Here we go. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Yeah, because he's basically saying, and he made a good point. He said we can go ahead and we can stop it at any time, meaning society. But society also does not do it. And then he also said there's a gentleman. Hold on, let me make sure this is it. Hold on, here we go.
How much it costs a year to be homeless in LA? You could easily live somewhere else and not be in those same conditions. It's drugs, that's it. They chose drugs over home. Not chose. Yes, they did. Oh no, it's not. Yes, it is. It's a choice. Nobody put that pipe to your lips and made you smoke it.
Anyone, me in political science, and Carlos is already acting crazy. He's already against his homeless bill. We have to present in front of the congressman. He's going on and on and on about he doesn't think that writing this homeless bill is going to do any good.
I get it that people want to save the world and heal the world.
But it ain't our problem.
That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be up to the people to fix it. So we do have this political science class. The teachers candy coding real world problems, trying to make these people think that they can really solve this. I was cool until he was like, write a bill. We got
So with that being said, okay, let me send Queen a link. So with that being said, Mika, how do you feel? Do you think what he is saying is it's not our problem as a people? Do you think it's our problem or it is the political people problem?
So I think it's a problem that a lot of people should try their best to sit and get involved in, right? Everybody, you know, especially if this is a situation that hits home. I agree with the thing, you know, people, there's a lot of people
Queen,
that
check your message.
there's a lot of people that will sit and rather get high than be home.
Right. And that's what he was saying.
And that's just facts. I'm not saying every person that's an addict, because I know a lot of addicts and their house is cleaner than mine and they've never been homeless, you know, but there's a lot of people out here that are choosing, like, listen, I got my $500. I'm just giving an example, my $500 for my rent, but this everything else is looking good for me to get high. So I do, like I said, you know, you could choose. It's just people are just not as strong, right? People that are addicted to a drug are not as strong as somebody that's not. And I do feel we should sit and do our best to help them. But again, like I'm always preaching, and this goes for anything and everything, when it comes to you wanting to get out of drugs, when it comes to you want to prosper in life or whatever it is, there's only a certain amount, there's only but so much somebody else could do. People could lead you to the water, but we can't make you drink it.
Yep, it starts from you.
You can have, it starts from you. So as there's many people out here that are doing stuff on their own, and shout out to my aunt. That's why we call her the techie whisperer. We call her the drug addict whisperer, because my aunt will sit and do 12-hour shifts being a nurse, 7 days, 6 days a week, but she's making sure she's going home to cook, to making sure that they have, you know, good things. If they have cuts, if they have anything, she's going to make sure and trying to recommend them to something, send them to a shelter or something.
Hey, Queen.
Hi, Queen.
Hey, y'all.
No, you're definitely right. Queen, how do you feel about that?
So he's speaking to a specific homeless population.
Right.
I was homeless 15 months. Wasn't for drugs, wasn't because I couldn't pay my rent. It was because I was leaving an abusive situation. So you have to, when you speak in terms of homeless, like I said, there's a specific population of people that you're speaking to. How I say it is our problems. As someone who pays taxes and as a citizen, it is your problem. Why these politicians aren't doing what they're supposed to do, because nobody is holding them accountable for it. There are funds for all of these things. Why are they not asking the right people the right question? Where is our taxpayers? Where's our money going to? You have all these programs to it. Why aren't these programs allowed for these people? You know, a lot of the issues that's going on right now within New York City is this big thing of homelessness, because now on top of the already homeless population that we have, now you are adding on the migrants, and they're getting way better treatment than the people who are actually living here in the city who are homeless now. So there's so many different arguments that can be had with it. So now dealing with what he said, specifically dealing with, you know, the drug addicts, stuff like that. A lot of the people who are on the streets, they're not just addicted to drugs. A lot of them are suffering from mental illness. Where are these programs supposed to be helping them with their mental illness? That is why they can't keep stable housing, because you're not addressing their mental illness. You only want to address their substance abuse.
Right. Right. And I think like going forward, I didn't want to play the whole thing because of course, you know, we wanted to talk about it. But later on, he does mention that, hey, these are people that
I think that was it.
and
Mute.
Yeah, that's
Bill,
it.
mute.
look at this, ladies and gents. This is why we have to have family problems. This is why we have family problems. No, I agree with you totally that what winds up happening is you have some people that get focused on, which is the substance abuse. Those are the people that are labeled the homeless people. When, like you said, there's so many layers of it. There's so many layers, just like we talked about the being addicted to drugs. There's so many layers to it. It's not clear cut and dry. Like, oh, you addicted to drugs, but you definitely a product of your environment. Oh, you a product. You grew up in the hood. Or you definitely gonna be doing drugs. Like, it's no clear cut answer on that. And like you said, I mean, there's no clear cut definitive on that. And like you said, as far as homelessness, there are some people that are homelessness has nothing to do with mental illness, has nothing to do with substance abuse, has everything to do with I didn't have the money at the time. And then I started to get out here and I realized I have to do what I got to do to save up money to get back right.
Right. There's
you
a
get
lot.
What I'm saying? There's some people that are just like
that homeless. The comment part about homelessness, you know, there's different levels to it. Yes, there are. I'm not saying there isn't people out there choosing to take drugs over being home. There are many people out there that are. But that's probably about 20% to 30% of the population that is homeless. You know, there's a lot of COVID happened.
Yes.
Look at how many people sat and lost their jobs, lost so much businesses. Then that caused mental health issues.
And to also add in that, some people were living in their business.
That's a fact. That's
some people were living in their business. So I lose my business, I lose my home. So now he did, like, I agree, like what he's saying, and I think this is what Queen was getting ready to get into. Or my question is, I get what Queen is saying, it is our responsibility, but I think what Carlos is saying is we can't change it. But like you said, it's the people that are in power that can change it. We have to put the right people in power that can change it, because a lot of these times, these people just want people to stop being homeless and because they want to clean the streets up.
But you know what's crazy?
You have no answer for them, though.
I might sound a little crazy, but you know how much more money America gets for homeless people? And people don't even know it, right? You know how much money America gets for kids in orphanages, kids that are in homes, kids that are in the system, and people don't even know it. Like, and there's we have nonprofit organizations. Like, there's many different things, and there's a lot of money that's being circled throughout the United States that could sit and help it. But then you got to sit and see why the feds and the state is going to court. Because we have about $17 trillion of our tax-paying money they can't find it.
Right.
So it's like we want to put everybody votes for these people to be in power, not realizing the person that you're voting for is really not the person in power. It's the people that's in the back. So, you know, the ones is our issue, because we sit and we work every day to pay these taxes for that purpose, to help people that need, to help people that's on Social Security, to help the elderly. The purpose of taxes is to help. That's the purpose, but it's not happening. So it has to be the warriors, the ones that are outside of the political party, the warriors that's going to sit and be out there and sit and say, look, I don't care who's in politics, who's the president, who's the mayor. I'm still going to go outside and I'm going to still do what I have to do to help these people, paying taxes or not.
Right. And I agree 100% with that, because I think that, you know, he once he even made the statement of, like you said, Mika, they got to pay those taxes. I think that he even brought up the fact of to one of the gentlemen on it, Nick Young. He was like, you made billions of dollars or millions of dollars. He said, you made millions of dollars playing basketball for the LA Lakers. How many people have you given back to? And he was like, I gave back to my hood. He said no. And he even said, no, I ain't talking about having a fish fry or just doing a community event. I'm talking about fixing up old abandoned homes and saying this is dedicated to the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And to be honest, I agree. There are a lot of people that will say, oh, I'm gonna fix up my neighborhood and then give it to low income housing. Right. I'm not disagreeing with that. I think anything is better than nothing. However, there are some people that can't even afford low income in housing.
Because in certain areas, in certain states, especially like California, New York, these big states and stuff like that, they don't even see people to live there. You have to be upper class. To them,
right.
Lower class is middle class. That's lower class in New York. Lower class is the middle class people. If you make the amount the middle class people make, you're considered lower class.
You
so
consider
now,
poor.
You're just poor. You're literally poor. You don't got a pot to piss in. And that, you shouldn't call it low income. It shouldn't be called low income. There's people out here that's really are only making, with the way the everything is, the economy is, they're only making 15 something an hour. On top of that, having to pay a $3,000 rent plus light plus gas, have kids. On top of that, MTA be raising the prices on these trains. It's almost $200 for a monthly pass.
So here's what's funny. I don't care where you live at. If you multiply the minimum wage to the hours of 40 hours a week, you won't get what the standard
you never will
rent is. It's like yo,
the people who work in these rent offices don't make 3 times the amount of
how does that work?
Like, how you work here, you expect me to earn this much when your employees don't even earn that much.
Right. How did that work? I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, yo, that's crazy right there. Sir, we're trying to have a serious conversation and you're sitting.
And he's over here
I just wanted to go ahead and drop in and say what up, because I know it's real serious here, and I'm here playing with balls in my hand, pause. But I just got to get out here.
Yo!
For a good cause today, so I don't want you to think I was. What happened?
I said, hey,
I don't want you to think I was out here just having fun. It's going to a good cause. I'm not gonna tell you how I'm doing, but
the balls is going to a good cause.
That's how he's doing. He's doing bad.
The balls is going
tell you how he's doing.
Look. At this point, I hope they're going to a good cause, because for my first actual tournament, I didn't really start playing until like par 5. Like, it was bad. One of my friends was.
You breaking up, bro?
But
we don't love.
I'm doing all right now.
All right, well, go ahead and enjoy, because you glitching.
All right, I'll holler at y'all, yo.
Yeah.
Good brunch.
All right. Yeah, so I agree. No, I agree with you though, Queen. I think that, it's kind of strange that these people ask for 3 times the amount, 2 times, and you don't even make that. But like I said, if you do, no matter where you live at, if we just did, and I'm gonna do it right now, we just did the standard, because what is it in New York? Is it 15 or 16 now for minimum wage?
Hell, I don't know. I don't work.
Let's just say 16 times 40. That's 640 times 4. That's 20. That's 2560. A 1 bedroom is how much now? How much is a 1 bedroom now?
1 bedroom, literally down the block here at Verdon Towers, they start at 3,600.
I ain't even making that.
And that's not including no other bills. That's not including your utilities.
But the person,
that's not including you having to feed yourself, dress yourself.
But wait a minute. We just said 16 times 40. I'm working 40 hours for the month. It's 2560. First of all, that's gross.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't even bringing that home. I'm not even bringing that home. So let's just say the person brings home 2,200. And you telling me that a 1 bedroom is 36? Where am I supposed to get that from?
That part.
Where am I supposed to get that from? That's impossible. It's impossible. And that's what people don't understand. That or let's say that's what the politicians don't understand, which I think was going with what Carlos Miller was saying. That if we transition some of this money that we say go to different things, because a lot of these fees and fines, and he even said it. I think I played that part where he said we can end homelessness with just offer the parking tickets. It ain't going to the street because you tell us our taxes go to fixing up the street. So what do parking tickets go to?
Do you know what the lottery's purpose is for?
What?
The lottery's purpose is supposed to go for schools and funding schools. Now, if you're telling me that the lottery is at, what is it now, like 800 something million something dollars?
Right.
Where is this money going that the schools, all of these things are being cut, that they're having these budgets? Where is this money
How are
going?
people? Yeah, how are people?
How is this possible?
Mm.
It's and here's the thing where when I speak to it, even when it comes to with my organization and speaking with, dealing with the judges and stuff like that, a lot of these politicians and a lot of these people who have this say so of where this funding and where the money and stuff is going, y'all are literally electing these people and putting these people into these positions. The president, and I don't care what anybody say, your vote does not matter. When it comes to voting for the president, it don't matter. It don't care. Your vote doesn't matter. Where your vote matters is your local politicians, your councilmen, your local congressmen, your congresspeople, your town advisors, your town officials. These are the people that y'all need to show up to these board meetings because they are open to the public, whether it's virtual or not. Sign up to be asked to speak, to ask them a question. Go out there and ask that. I am one of those people who I show up and they be mad when I ask questions. Like I said, where the lottery money is supposed to go to. If the New York lottery is at some 100 million, whatever what it is now, why are y'all cutting all these programs for the schools?
And you're not.
Why is there no program? Why is y'all cutting all of these things that's supposed to be helping out for these kids? I am in fear of our kids for this summer because of the violence. Y'all cutting all of these programs because y'all don't have the money in the budget for it. Why not? If the lotto is $860 million dollars.
And not only that, here's another thing. If the let's just say the lotto is $800 million, we know you got more than that because we know more people are spending and not hitting than the person that does. If it wouldn't be that high.
But what's even more crazy about, and I agree 1,000% with you, Queen. Now, when somebody hits the lotto, let's say they win that 900 and the lotto,
they get taxed. They get taxed. You get taxed. Mm-hmm. You don't even get that tax free.
So and where is that tax money going?
Where was that tax money going? Because that's a couple of $1 million that's getting taxed out of billions. Because what was the lotto? What, 900 and something billion, some shit like that? Mm-hmm. That's a couple of $1 million that the whoever won that lotto, that state is gonna get.
Yep.
And but that's where not, is it going? They take state taxes
and federal
taxes. Let you live in New York City, you get hit with the New York City tax too.
Oh, you get hit with a lot of hidden agendas.
or even one of them places, like I know when we went to Niagara Falls, right one time, they had what was called what was it called? Something like basically like a almost like a luxury tax, but it was something else. So they had state tax, city tax, and then it was something called entertainment tax, something like that, just to say that you bought something in Niagara Falls. They have those places in Vegas and Times Square and Myrtle Beach. It's places like that where they will tack on what they call, I forgot the proper name for it, but it's another tax and it's another $2. And you're like, huh? What is that for?
Hell? Yeah.
Taxes at the taxes. So they don't do that. All right. Well, people, we appreciate you, Queen, for stopping by as always. We really appreciate it. If you guys are not following Queen, make sure you go follow her. She will let you know all about the stuff that she does. Just do not, I repeat, do not ask her about that poly life. unless you got unless you
Ask
got
me
about
that if you're real serious about it.
listen, unless you got about 4 hours to dive into a tutorial. But I will say this: she will educate you. She ain't gonna
She
give you no
definitely
little
will.
flim flam.
Mhm.
She's gonna educate you. So I really appreciate you. We really
Thank
appreciate
you,
you,
Queen.
Queen. Yeah,
Yes,
for always
you
coming
can
through and
believe.
enlightening us. But it is now time. Go ahead and drop Queen down. Now it's time before we get up out of here. We of course got to go to our meditation Monday, and what better way than do it our resident own Mika? Mika, take it away. What you got for
All
us?
right, guys. So today, I'm having technical difficulties today. So you're not seeing the screen with Meditation Mondays or hearing the background, but happy Monday, everybody. Happy Meditation Monday to all my good brunching people. And this week, I want everyone to embrace the upcoming week as an opportunity to focus more on your spiritual growth more than personal. Approach each challenge with an open heart, acknowledging that every obstacle presents a chance for learning and development. Trust in the inherent strength and resilience within you, knowing that you have the ability to overcome any difficulty that comes your way. Consider incorporating regular meditations into your routine as a powerful tool for grounding yourself and gaining mental clarity. Allow yourself this time and space to seek tranquility and peace within honing and your ability to navigate life's complexities with a calm and balanced mindset. It's essential to wholeheartedly believe in yourself and your capabilities, embracing the assurance that you are in the right path, trusting that each decision and action you take is contributing to your overall well being and personal evolution. Stay attuned to your spiritual essence, seeking guidance and inspiration from God and all your ancestors. Move forward with confidence and self trust. Remember, you possess the strength and fortitude to triumph over any challenge and emerging from each experience with newfound wisdom and resilience. So make sure you have faith in yourself. Understand that there's a difference between believing in yourself and having faith in yourself. You could believe in something, but do you really have faith in what it is that you believe in? And make sure that if you believe in yourself, you have faith in yourself because people could lead you to the water but they can't make you drink it. People could want things for you, but you gotta want it as much as you want it for yourself. Okay, so namaste, everybody, and keep that in mind for the rest of the week.
Namaste. Thank everybody for tuning in today. Of course, Bill will be back tomorrow along with myself and Mika as we continue on in this beautiful week. And like Mika said, you take it a day at a time and make sure that you put forth the effort first because no one can make you drink the water. All right. Other than that, you guys have a blessed one. Be safe out there. And remember. You are not a product of your environment. You are not addicted to drugs. You can always make a change, and that change can start today. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Meek will see you guys tomorrow. Y'all be safe. We'll holla at y'all. Peace.
All right, so y'all know we're having technical difficulties, y'all. Not on a
We,
Monday. Not on a Monday.
we ended it, but it didn't end.
We ended it, but it didn't
But it
end.
didn't end. It didn't end.
We ended it, but it didn't end, y'all.
It didn't
We
end.
still here. The internet wants us to stay a little longer.
Yo! Yo!
All righty
We
then.
ended it, but it didn't end. Lord Jesus.
We almost we it's coming. I don't know what's happening. It's like we still here, y'all. We still here.
I'm sitting
All right,
here.
y'all. Good brunching. We love
You got it?
y'all. And we see y'all soon. Let's see if it works. I'm doing-
Hey,
You know what? I
yo.
love this. I love it. It's okay. It's okay. They love us. They like we don't
Hey,
want y'all to
yo.
go. All right, y'all. Let's see. Bye.